Everything is about to change in Virgin River. Mel and Jack's baby isn't just a new chapter in their lives, it's the turning point that could shake the entire town. Love, heartbreak, and secrets are all about to collide, and the choices they make as parents might determine the future of Virgin River forever. As Season 6 came to a close, Virgin River left fans holding their breath. Mel, after enduring years of heartache and personal struggles, finally found hope in the future she and Jack have always dreamed of. Their journey has never been easy. Loss, uncertainty, and difficult choices have followed them from the very start. But with the news of their baby, the story shifts into something much bigger than just their romance. It's about building a family, protecting it, and discovering what they're truly willing to sacrifice. Let's look back at where things stood before this life-changing moment. Mel faced incredible obstacles in her journey toward motherhood. She carried the weight of her past losses, the doubts that haunted her, and the constant fear of whether she'd ever hold her own child in her arms. Jack at her side wrestled with demons of his own nightmares from his time in the military, pressure to run the bar, and struggles with trust. Yet together they pushed forward. Their love has been tested time and time again, and every time they've come close to breaking, they've found a way to hold on. The arrival of their baby isn't just another plot point, it's the moment fans have been waiting for. But in Virgin River, nothing comes without complications. The couple's happiness is fragile, resting on uncertain ground. Every relationship they've built, every decision they've made, is about to be reshaped by the arrival of this child. Because in a town like Virgin River, where everyone knows each other's business and secrets don't stay buried for long, a baby doesn't just change two lives, it ripples across the whole community. Mel's role as a nurse will also collide with her new responsibilities as a mother. How will she balance saving lives with protecting her own family? And Jack, who has always tried to be strong for everyone else, will now face the ultimate test. Can he truly leave the shadows of his past behind and be the father his child needs? But Season 7 isn't just about the joy of new beginnings. The end of Season 6 hinted at the many threads waiting to unravel. Doc's health continues to weigh heavily on him. Preacher's mysterious situation has yet to find closure, and relationships like Bree's are hanging by a thread. Every one of these storylines connects back to Mel and Jack's baby, whether directly or indirectly. Because when a new life begins, it forces everyone to reflect on their own choices, regrets, and hopes for the future. As the curtain rises on Season 7, Virgin River stands on the edge of change. And the biggest question of all lingers in the air. Will Mel and Jack's baby bring the healing and happiness they've longed for, or will it open doors to conflicts they never expected? The birth of Mel and Jack's baby is more than a personal victory. It's a turning point that changes the very foundation of their relationship. Up until now, they've survived storms together: betrayal, doubt, tragedy, and secrets that nearly tore them apart. But parenthood isn't a storm. It's not a single event that comes and goes. It's a journey day by day that demands patience, strength, and sacrifice. And for Mel and Jack, this journey will test them in ways they've never imagined. For Mel, holding her child is the moment she has dreamed of for years. It's a chance to rewrite the story of loss and heartbreak that has haunted her since the day she arrived in Virgin River. Every tear, every fear, every sleepless night, suddenly, it all feels worth it. But with joy comes responsibility, and Mel will soon realize that being a mother doesn't erase the challenges of her career. She has always carried the burden of caring for others, rushing into emergencies, fighting to save lives. Now she must learn how to balance that calling with the fragile life she cradles in her arms. Virgin River needs her, but so does her baby. And sometimes she won't be able to choose both. Jack's path is no less complicated. To the outside world, he is strong, reliable, and deeply devoted to Mel, but inside, Jack is still a man scarred by his past. The nightmares of combat, the guilt of choices he cannot undo, and the pressure of always being the one others lean on it has never fully left him. Now, with a baby in his life, Jack must confront those shadows. Because being a father doesn't just mean providing food, shelter, and love. It means facing the parts of himself he has long tried to bury so he can be the man his child deserves. For Jack, fatherhood is not just about protecting his family, it's about healing his own soul, together. Mel and Jack will find that the baby changes the rhythm of everything. Late-night feedings replace late-night talks. Plans for the future become wrapped around the cries and laughter of a new life. Even the simplest routines, meals at Jack's bar, walks by the river, stolen kisses under the stars, will be interrupted by the reality of parenthood. And yet, in those small interruptions, in the sleepless nights and quiet moments of exhaustion, they may discover a new kind of intimacy, a bond that runs deeper than romance. But no matter how strong their love, challenges will rise. Parenthood magnifies every flaw, every insecurity, every secret left unspoken. What happens when Mel feels pulled in too many directions? What happens when Jack's fears resurface and threaten to consume him? Will the weight of responsibility bring them closer together or drive a wedge between them? And it's not just about Mel and Jack as a couple. Their baby becomes the center of Virgin River itself. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers will look at them differently. Some will celebrate their joy, while others may envy it. Old wounds in the community could be reopened as the arrival of new life forces everyone to reflect on what they've gained and what they've lost during the end. Mel and Jack's baby is more than just a symbol of love. It's a reminder that life in Virgin River is constantly evolving, that happiness is fragile, and that every choice comes with consequences. Parenthood doesn't promise them peace, it demands courage. And as they take their first steps into this new chapter, one truth becomes clear. The baby may be small, but the impact will be massive. It will test, transform, and ultimately define the future of Mel, Jack, and Virgin River itself. Asterisk in Virgin River, no secret lasts long and no milestone belongs to just one family. News of Mel and Jack's baby spreads quickly, and the town reacts with a mix of joy, hope, and hidden unease. This is not just their baby, it's Virgin River's baby. Because in a place where lives are woven together like threads in a quilt, one new stitch changes the whole pattern. For Doc, the arrival of the baby strikes a bittersweet chord. He has spent his life healing others, guiding Mel, and carrying the weight of the community's trust. Now, as he battles his own failing health, he sees in this child both a future he may not be part of, and a legacy of care that continues through Mel. Every smile from that baby is a reminder of what he has built, but also of what time may soon take away. His reaction is quiet pride mixed with a silent ache he dares not speak aloud. Hope, ever the voice of the town, becomes fiercely protective of Mel and Jack's new chapter. She celebrates loudly, offering advice and warnings in equal measure. But underneath her joy lies her greatest fear, that life in Virgin River, with all its tragedies and dangers, could cast a shadow on the happiness of this family, her protective. Nature will put her at odds with those who believe Mel and Jack should face parenthood their own way. In Hope's mind, their baby is not just a child, it's a beacon of hope for a community that has weathered more than its share of storms. Then, there are the younger faces of Virgin River, like Lizzie, who see the baby as both inspiration and a challenge. For some, it stirs dreams of their own futures, of love, marriage, and children. For others, it highlights what they fear they may never have. A single baby becomes a mirror, forcing each person to confront their deepest desires and their quietest regrets. Yet joy does not always unite. For characters who carry bitterness or envy, the arrival of the baby is salt in old wounds. Perhaps they see in Mel and Jack the happiness they lost long ago. Perhaps they resent the way the community rallies around them, leaving others feeling overlooked. In Virgin River, celebrations can uncover divisions, and this baby will become a lightning rod for emotions that have long simmered beneath the surface. Jack's bar, once just a place for drinks and small talk, now becomes the unofficial gathering spot for endless baby discussions. Every visitor, from the most cheerful to the most cynical, has an opinion on what this baby means for Virgin River. Some speak of the future with optimism, believing the child represents new beginnings for a town marked by tragedy. Others mutter in corners, wondering if Jack can truly shoulder the responsibilities ahead, or if Mel can keep balancing her career with her family. And while the community rallies, dangers still lurk at the edges of town. Virgin River has never been free from outside threats, and there will always be those who see joy as something to disrupt. Every laugh, every lullaby is a reminder that happiness in this town is fragile. Neighbors may gather to bless the child, but some shadows remain too dark to ignore. The baby's presence is not a quiet addition, it's a catalyst. It changes conversations, reshapes relationships, and brings old secrets dangerously close to the surface. Because when new life begins, people are forced to confront their own mortality, their own mistakes, and their own dreams. For some, Mel and Jack's baby is proof that love can survive anything. For others, it's a reminder of everything they've lost. Virgin River is more than a town. It's a family, messy and complicated, bound by loyalty but divided by scars. And now, with the arrival of Mel and Jack's baby, that family must decide, will they rally together to protect this child, or will old wounds and new tensions tear them further apart? Every new beginning in Virgin River carries a shadow, and Mel and Jack's baby is no exception. Though the child represents hope, healing, and the promise of a brighter future, the arrival of new life also stirs up fears that no one dares to speak aloud. Because in a town where secrets linger like smoke in the air, a baby is never just a baby, it's a spark that can ignite fires long thought extinguished. For Mel, the joy of motherhood is shadowed by uncertainty. The pain of her past losses still whispers in her mind, and though she holds her child in her arms, part of her fears it could all slip away. What if her work as a nurse pulls her away at the wrong moment? What if history repeats itself in ways she cannot control? These fears aren't just quiet thoughts. They become fuel for conflict. Jack may want to protect her from every burden, but Mel cannot stop herself from carrying the weight of both her family and her patients. And eventually something will break. Jack, too, is haunted by his own battles. Fatherhood may give him purpose, but it also forces him to confront the darkness of his past head-on. The nights of sleepless cries echo the nights when war kept him awake. The responsibility of protecting a child stirs his old fear of failing those who depend on him. And with his history of trauma, the smallest crack in his confidence could open a chasm wide enough to threaten his bond with Mel. He has fought enemies on battlefields and in his own mind, but being a father may be the greatest fight of his life. Beyond their walls, Virgin River itself seems unsettled. The baby becomes a symbol of joy, but also a reminder of what's at stake. Enemies of the past are never far away. The town has seen violence, betrayal, and danger slip through its quiet streets before. Could the arrival of a new life paint a target on Mel and Jack's family? Could jealousy, greed, or revenge creep back into the town, using their happiness as a weapon? Virgin River has never been free from threats, and with something so precious at the center of it all, those threats may return stronger than ever, but the shadows are not only external. Relationships in the community are shifting, and hidden truths still lie buried. Doc's declining health, preachers' secrets, and unanswered questions from Bree's storylines, all of these threads hang in the air, waiting for the right moment to unravel. And when they do, they won't just affect individuals. They will ripple outward, crashing directly into Mel and Jack's fragile new family. Even the strongest love can be tested by what lies ahead. The sleepless nights, the endless responsibilities, and the constant pressure to be perfect parents may turn their safe haven into a battleground of unspoken resentment. Jack may struggle to open up about his fears. Mel may bury her pain beneath her work. And without realizing it, the very baby they love so deeply could become the wedge that pushes them apart. And then there are the questions that no one dares to voice out loud. Is Virgin River truly safe enough for a child? Can Mel and Jack's love survive the storm that parenthood will bring? Or will the baby this long-awaited miracle uncover cracks in their foundation that cannot be repaired? The future of Virgin River hangs in delicate balance. The arrival of this child is a blessing, but it is also a challenge. Every storyline, every secret, every danger waiting in the wings will circle back to this tiny life. Because in Virgin River, joy and pain walk hand in hand. And as the new season begins, the truth becomes clear. Mel and Jack's baby may be the heart of Virgin River, but that heart will beat in the center of both love and chaos. Season 7 is not a season of calm, it is a season of reckoning. And the baby changes everything.